Hi everyone, it's Basil. I'm going to actually talk to you and tell you about day 7 in Venice. And I set aside this day to go see San Marco, St. Mark's Cathedral. I set out fairly early, took the Vaporetto over to Gigio. Actually, no, I took the Vaporetto to San Marco and got off there and walked up into Piazzetta San Marco and walked up to Piazza San Marco. And I visited Piazza San Marco probably 5 out of the 7 days that I was in Venice. But this was the day devoted to seeing this beautiful cathedral. And it is an amazing thing to see. You could go through and try and look at every single mosaic and figure out what saint it is or figure out what it's all about. But I spent about 3 hours in there just looking at everything, awestruck. This building was built between 1100 and 1200, and the walls are covered in gold with mosaics and frescoes of icons of various saints and scenes in the lives of those saints, or scenes that are miracles that those saints performed. Here we are inside the church, and it is enormous in there. There's sort of a lot of hodgepodge of different types of stone and different types of columns. Much of the interior stones and columns were brought back to Venice from various crusades. Here we are getting closer to the area of the altar inside St. Mark's. There's a lot of little side chapels, and they still use this for services all the time. This is the steps going up to the altar. Here we are behind the icon screen. They let people walk around the periphery of the altar. They don't let people get up close to the actual altar. Look at the floor there. This is where most of their services are served when they're using the full cathedral. This is the altar table, and underneath that table you can see through these little sort of lattice windows, and there's a stone sarcophagus containing what is left of the relics of St. Mark, the evangelist. And on the back side of the altar, to the right there, is a giant screen. It's a very beautiful object of gold with lots of icons inset in it and jewels encrusted. When they're serving services, they rotate that around so that it's facing the altar, so that it's facing this way. And when they're not serving services, they rotate it around to let people get an up-close look at it, which is kind of fascinating. Here we are looking straight up over the altar. Now we're back outside the altar. The amazing iconostas. There was a service going on in a side chapel while I was there. It was Holy Week, and I can't remember if it was... I can't remember which day of Holy Week it was when I was in San Marco. Look at even the floor is just amazing. Look at the mosaics. In this photo I captured my feet also, so you can see a size perspective. Then after you've gone through the whole cathedral, and here we are back in the back, you can go upstairs, and there's a museum, and there's beautiful views from this balcony that goes all around the upper part of the cathedral. You can see the mosaics a lot closer from down here. And this is the whole interior of the cathedral, looking from just above the doors. And just look at all of this. I was just walking around in here for hours, awestruck. There's not much you can do. You can study the icons, and being an Orthodox Christian, I'm familiar with 90% of the scenes. Here we are, out on the front, outside. You can, once you've gone upstairs, you can go out on what's basically the roof, and it gives you this amazing view of Piazza San Marco and Piazzetta San Marco. And you can see the Grand Canal off that direction. And again, just the facade of this church is just amazing. All of the stonework and different sorts of marble. There we're looking at the Ducal Palace, the Palazzo Ducale. And San Marco was originally the chapel of the Doge. And so it's connected right next to the palace. And each building grew and formed over a number of centuries to be what they are today. But they're still connected right there. Look at the facade on the front of the building here. Just amazing. Even the little teeny doors upstairs going out onto the balcony have amazing artwork and beautiful icons over them. And there's the famous horses that were brought from Constantinople. The ones up there right now, out exposed to the weather, are replicas because they keep the original horses safe inside the museum part of the cathedral. And look at the beautiful view of Piazza San Marco. On your left down there you have Cafe Florian, and on the right you have another very famous cafe. Here is here's the bell tower, and the clock on this bell tower is the oldest analog clock in the world. It has the digits of the time, and the digits rotate as the time progresses. And thank you so much for joining me. Ciao!